In this episode, we find infinite fathoms of freshwater in Jiangsu province, the colossal Lake Tai and its surrounds. Historical hamlets, scintillating sunsets, grandiose gardens, and a crab craze. This is the first of a two-part series in delightful Dongshan. G'day Traveloggers! Well, it looks like summer is over and winter is on its way. Feeling a bit crabby? Well, great, because autumn is hairy crab season. Now I'm standing on Lake Tai, which is where tons and tons of these crustacean delicacies are harvested each year. Of course, getting these things onto your plate isn't the only thing you can do here during this season. It's all about culture, creativity and cuisine here in Dongshan. My name's Dui, join me on Travelogue. Dongshan is located 30 kilometers southwest of the ancient city of Suzhou in Jiangsu province. It's a peninsula town jutting into the eastern section of Lake Tai, China's third largest freshwater lake. It's part of the fertile Jungmann Region on the lower reaches of the Yangtze near the river's mouth, an area known for its rich and refined culture and its bucolic splendor. Cushioned amongst verdant foothills lies an old lakeside village called Luxiang. Here I find myself soaking up the warm hues of dappled sunlight, basking in the stillness and gentle movement. Before I go for a proper wander, I decide to check into Lanting Yuehu Inn. The lady at reception turns out to be the owner. She transformed inspiration into a popular guest house that, even after being refurbished, preserves the sophisticated essence of Jiangnan. Oh, perfect. This is awesome. It's so big and spacious.
And another surprise for you. Here.
Surprise. Wow, that is one spectacular view. That's beautiful. Layers of traditional white walls and grey tiles against a backdrop of soft peaks. I'm in for a visual treat. 你是本地人吗？
不，我老家在青海。是我也是来旅游的嘛，然后到这个村子以后，发现这里特别的安静，就是没有那么浓重的商业气息，然后就很喜欢这里。
You fell in love with this place.
Yeah. 然后我就辞了工作，来到这里开了一个客栈，想把这里好的东西分享给其他的没有来过这里的人，因为这个地方的风景或者是民风确实不同于其他地方。我比较喜欢这儿。
这里附近有什么好玩的？
有很多。首先，东山最高的茉莉峰，爬到茉莉峰上可以看到整个东山的全景。到茉莉峰一定要拍日落，给你看，正好是秋天的时候。还有一个我比较喜欢的地方就是起源。因为起源它是一个依山傍水的苏式园林，它不仅有苏式园林的精致，另外一个特别之处就是它在太湖边。那这样的话，这种园林是很少的。
这里的 expert. So I think we've got two places that we must go to. Morley Peak is one of them, and the other one is Qi Gardens. Awesome. Morley Peak is around 5 kilometers northeast of Luxiang. It's a scenic, snaking drive up the slope, and by I mean up and up and up, while the sun is on its way down, so it's a bit of a race. And after a short but steep climb by foot, I just knew it was going to be worth the trek uphill. Look at that! I just feel like it's, you know, I'm standing on the edge of a continent or something, and there's an endless ocean stretching out into the distance. I love a good sunset as well. It's beautiful. Next, Qi Gardens, which can be reached in 10 minutes by road from Luxiang. The classical Chinese garden is a style of landscaping that evolved over 3,000 years, an idealized microcosm of the natural world, a refuge where you can relax and reflect. And Qi Gardens is the true epitome of such a place. Just strolling through these gardens, it's like I can let my mind fly and let go of all the troubles in my life, not that there are that many, to the leaves being rustled by the wind and the ripples of the water. Everything just comes together so nicely here. It's like a scene of serenity, with even the man-made structures like the bridge and the pavilions. But what's so special about this place, I think, right in between hills and a real lake. You know those Chinese ink and wash paintings with willows and water and pointy roof pagodas? I may as well be in one. Or maybe I'm in a slow rhythmic poem. The design of each scene is like a carefully constructed stanza, but on a sizable scale. In fact, the total area of Qi Gardens is more than half the size of Vatican City. Anyway, it's autumn, so the leaves are just beginning to blush. Meantime, tangerine trees bulge with sweet, bulbous fruit, ready to be picked. Qi Gardens embody the tasteful, cultural opulence which the Jiangnan area is known for, a reputation that, in particular, the Qing emperors deeply admired. Actually, there's something rather royal about this jetty jutting into the lake. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the mighty Lake Tai, and it's so big, it's so vast that I feel like I'm looking out onto the ocean. Now, this is also called the Imperial Wharf, because in 1699, during the Qing dynasty, this is where the emperor would have disembarked and set foot on Dongshan for the very first time. Now, he would have feasted on an abundance of fruits and also tantalizing teas. It's our turn to do the same. Coming up next on Travelogue, discovering the ancient lakeside village of Luxiang and succumbing to its sweetness and sophistication. In this episode, we find infinite fathoms of freshwater in Jiangsu province, the colossal Lake Tai and its surrounds, historical hamlets, scintillating sunsets, grandiose gardens, and a crab craze. This is the first of a two-part series in delightful Dongshan. Exploring the sleepy lakeside hamlet of Luxiang is like rewinding through the dynasties, retracing the steps of ancient scholars. You can find memorial archways all throughout China, but it's less common that have been built to celebrate the academic achievements of the people. So this one behind me is one of 3 in this village that celebrates one guy who managed to achieve the 3rd highest rank in the imperial exam. And it's something that the villagers here are still proud of today. The Jungmann Region was, at one time, the most intellectually, culturally and commercially prosperous area in China. Centuries on, tourists come to experience the vestiges of its glorious past, and though it may not be as sweet as it once was, it still lingers. And it looks like trade is still flourishing. 这个是什么？枇杷蜜，枇杷蜜啊，这里的特产啊，秋天开花，5月份吃果的，明年5月份吃果啊。我吃一下吧。买你这东西是这，你看这西瓜好的。Really sweet yum. I think I'm gonna get myself some. I know it's syrupy and scrumptious and comes from bees and honeycombs, but I've never seen it pre-packaged. Oh. So the shiny part is the honey. Uh-huh. 我们放到这个里面离心力把它摇出来的。Just doing that. 哦，是这样搅出来的。啊，跟洗衣机脱水的原理是一样的，离心力嘛。So that's a centrifuge. And that's how they extract the honey from the honeycomb. That's so interesting. 那摇过的这边就空掉了呢，这边没摇到那里边去了。哇！那这个倒出来过滤用这个。这就是风啊。Look at that. Super fresh, but 一瓶50块啊，最便宜是多少钱？一瓶50块。这个一瓶多少不了？50块，2斤2两。是吧？Even though Luxiang is tourist-friendly, it still feels perfectly natural. Really, it hasn't been gentrified at all. It's raw, time-worn, but very alive. The pedestrian passageways whisper tales of antiquity, and the locals seem to be doing what they've done for centuries. Well, minus watching stuff on their smartphones. Here, I find a deep-rooted dignity that still resonates in the alleys, stores and residences everywhere I turn. Many rich and influential families used to live here in Luxiang, and some of their places are still standing today. There are 5 in this village which are open to visitors, including this one. This one used to be the home of Wang Ao, who was a minister in the Ming Dynasty. Those in the upper crust of Jiangnan society were very well-to-do, but also extremely well-educated. There existed an elite community of literati, officials, and the like. Many with the means would indulge in arts and architecture, leaving mansions like this behind. It's enormous. There are more rooms than I can count on my fingers and toes, the perfect setting for hide and seek in the shadows, though it's much more than child's play. Generations of stories echo in the walls. Yes, it's a little dim and dank inside, and there's a distinct autumn chill in the air, but I can definitely imagine how magnificent, how lively this house would have been in its prime, beating and breathing. And after an hour taking in all the decorative details blemished only by time, I leave the minister's mansion behind. Much of Luxiang village is left in its original state, giving it a really authentic feel. In fact, since the 1930s, a lot of famous Chinese movies were actually filmed here. I guess it does feel like I'm walking around in a movie set. To me, it's amazing that people still inhabit these sorts of places, so old and overgrown, yet things of paradise. There's so much charm and character in this village, so much chemistry between the living and non-living. As I walk, I find myself wondering if the locals see it that way too, or is it just somewhere for them to live and call home? Before long, I'm committing another Travelogue trespass, as usual. 你好，你好，你好。您是在这里住的？是我这里住的。哦，原来这里还有人住的。我可以进来看。可以，可以。这个门也是很少见的，主要看这个砖雕。Mr. Ma straight away adopts the role of guide, making me feel like a cordially invited guest. He tells me that the intricate brick carvings above his entrance depict the romance of the Three Kingdoms, one of the 4 great Chinese classics. 这个门我看的是朝里的是吗？我们宿舍门楼呢，朝内的，自己看的。哦。他朝外的给人家看的，他喜欢瞻仰。我们宿舍呢喜欢内涵的，自己看。That's so interesting, because I did notice from outside it was really simple, but then once you walk inside, the doors really, you know, it's this humble extravagance. There's so many sculptures and beautiful details inside. 爷爷，我可以进去看你的房子吗？有点暗。哇，我看的那个屋顶有一点不一样。屋顶呢，跟人家不一样的。好像有浪这样的顶。这个屋顶呢叫轩，你宿舍园里呢一般是1格或者2格，我们是满堂的，这个叫满堂轩。这里呢以前呢叫棋乐仙馆，下棋弹琴的地方，琴声。 可以好一点。Oh, cool. How cool is that? The design of the roof is to make the acoustics of this room better. That's pretty awesome. 那您住了这里多少年了？30几年。有30几年了。哦，舒服吗？这舒服。你们住不贵的，我们老了嘛，住很好，冬暖夏凉的。哦。Maybe I should give living in one of these buildings a go. You know, it's cool in the summer and warm in the winter. Sounds pretty good to me. Coming up next, crabs, crabs and more crabs. Autumn on Lake Tai puts the spotlight on these hairy clawed crustaceans. Discover how they're farmed and, of course, how they're eaten. Many families on and around Lake Tai depend on the harvesting and trade of aquatic products as their main source of income. Tourists can hop into a boat and see firsthand what the crab-related fuss this season is all about. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. Woo! Finally, it's crab time! We're going to a crab farm on Taihu, and also this is where the farmers actually live. So it'll be great to get to see how they spend their days harvesting their crabs and also living on the lake. It's a bitterly cold autumn day, especially out here on the water. But I'm quickly distracted by the floating homes and the prospect of learning all about the famous hairy crab, or what the Chinese people call 大闸蟹. Time for some crabaliciousness. Woo! I'm going to follow these crab farmers or fishermen onto the little boat, and they're going to show me how they catch their crabs. Whoa! Yeah. 就是站这里可以吧？可以。Whoa! I feel like I could fall in the water anytime. 这水有多深呢？1米5，到1米5。1米5。Ah, that's not too bad. Still, I don't fancy the idea of going overboard into a crab farm, so I try not to rock the boat. Hairy crabs are native to the coastal estuaries of East Asia and are Lake Tai's most profitable product. The vast majority of aquaculture here is devoted to them. Wow. 它们自己会爬进去的吗？自己会爬进去的。到秋天成熟了，它自己就会。In autumn, what the fishermen do is that they put these nets into the water at night, and during the night, these crabs, when they're matured, they'll crawl into these nets by themselves. So the fishermen come back in the morning and then pull out these nets, and hopefully this one will be full of crabs. There you go! Check that out! 这网可以装多少？可以装1-2美金了。100-200斤了。100多斤。That's a lot of crabs. Whoa! It's crab o'clock. 这有大有小的都有。大的有7-2度的。Interestingly, hairy crabs are classified as an invasive species in Europe and North America, but here in southeastern China, these critters are a delicacy. 这是公的这个。公的拿。给我拿。是什么拿的 ？Oh my gosh! I'm totally gonna get pincered by this thing. 这个就是公的。这公的。是怎么分得出来？就是这个。这个大爪子也看得出来。哦，越大的就是公的。这个爪子大，下面也不一样。I kind of remember from primary school learning that the male crab on the carapace, it's got a pointed thing here, and on the female one it's different. So 可以看一下那个母的吗？可以。哎呀，看。这个母的。OK。可以，这个2个一起拿了。2个一起拿。这个就是母的。Yeah, see, there you go. Check it out. Look how hairy these pincers are. You know, these crabs are also called Chinese mitten crabs because it looks like they're wearing gloves. 你们一天可以捕多少？一天不一定要起标多少捕多少。要一天要起标多少，3000-5000斤都可以捕到。I find the entire operation fascinating. There are even private dining rooms on stilts where patrons can gorge themselves silly on dishes featuring freshly caught and cooked crab. The 大闸蟹 industry contributes significantly to the local economy and is also the livelihood and life of the locals. This is how they bind the crab. I'm really curious to see how they do it because, I mean, you see it like this often in the restaurants and it's already done, but I never get to see how they do it. But it looks like it actually takes quite a bit of skill. 我可以看一下吗？你绑的时候？可以。就可以这样拿了。不要了。I'm not gonna get my hands pincered off anymore. 我可以随绑一下吗？可以。来一个小一点的。小一点的。OK， 这样。
先拿着小铁，拿着就这样。
这个拿着。
再拿着。
Squeeze it together.
这个手这，这样。
Oh my god.
一个手拿。
一个手 hold it tight. It's coming out. 可以，这样可以吗？一个手拿着。Okay. And then.
这个例子。
Oh my god! Oh my gosh!
这样是吧？先这样，再这样。
压下去。
压下去。后来呢就是这样。就这样。
Oh, it's so difficult. Yay! One hole. 又再来一次。
再来一次。
你没有被咬过吗？这个？
咬过的
啊？
有咬过的。
会痛吗？
肉就掉了，嘎掉了。在这里。
啊，这个。
对呀。
哦。
还加紧，我就是咬着牙齿，硬着牙齿，扎一下下去，后来就是一块肉掉了。
Oh my god! A whole chunk of meat went missing from a hand.
这里有小的咬的。
太辛苦了。Well, I'm glad I'm not in this crab business. 10个。Well, we've caught some crabs and tied them up, and now I've bought a whole bag of them, which I'm going to take back and get someone who's an expert to teach us how to eat crab the most authentic way. Crabtastic! And where better to go than Dongting, the oldest and most traditional restaurant in all of Dongshan? My precious possessions are placed in the steamer, and my ginger and vinegar sauce handcrafted to complement the crabs. 20 minutes later, out they come. Steaming is the most popular way of cooking the hairy crab because that helps retain the original flavour. So here we have Mr. Zeng. He's a top chef, but also he's a crab expert. And what he's going to do today is to show me how to eat crab the proper way with all the utensils. And he's going to show me, the refined way of eating crab. 好，我们可以开始了。好。Whoa. Okay, so I wasn't expecting him to open a treasure chest containing 8 silver implements. 8! And they all serve different functions. I mean, ever imagined this? Crab eating really is an art, and I can't wait to get my hands dirty. 这个？对。好。
放这里，放那个盘子里面，然后先把它先敲一敲。先敲一敲，敲松。
不会裂吗？
不会。
哦。要大力的吗？不要太大力。
稍微把它拍松。
Loosen it up.
然后开始剪。
So I think this is using the third instrument now. Oh, it's cutting off the legs. I feel like I'm carrying out some, performing some crazy operation. So you poke the instrument through the legs to get all the meat out from inside. It's very dainty work, very delicate.
把它压松。
So this is the crushing instrument. 是压松这个。压松了。
吃起来不能着急。
好，要有耐心。Yes, that's right. Requires a lot of patience. You know, give me a slab of steak any day, some lasagna, something that doesn't require too much effort. But you know, even chicken to me is a little bit fiddly. This is like, wow, struggle street. 这个是拿来挖的。
对。
The scooping instrument. Scooply dooply dooply.
把这个先去掉。然后再上进去，把壳再剥出来。
哦。
这都是黄。
Look at that. I think that is the creamy golden crab roe that's really prized and makes this Taihu crab a specialty.
可以。不要用手。
不要用手。
然后那个把它压掉，靠着盘子靠下面，把它下下去。
Wow, look at that roe. My gosh. Oh wow. Oh, it's so gloopy and gluggy and weird orangey coloured.
把这黑的慢慢把它刮掉。
哦，那个黑的不能吃的。哦 ，okay. It's definitely a lot of patience involved. I think I could be a surgeon, a crab surgeon. After this.
好了是吧？然后我们洗手。
I definitely need to wash my hands. Look at this.
手洗洗。
It really is like I've done an operation, isn't it? 这个花是什么？
菊花。
菊花啊
对，
，yeah, I thought so.
下来我们可以吃丰盛的大餐了。
Ah, yay! It's almost the eating part. Ginger and vinegar. Oh, smells amazing. 就是这样放下去就可以了。
对，然后拌匀吃吧。
Yum, 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 yum. Crabulous.
味道怎么样？
很好吃。That's really good.
啊，现在我们蟹吃完了，把蟹组装起来，看看谁摆的好一点。好吧，行，开始。
You should have told me this beforehand. It's like a puzzle. 我的真的可以吗？
可以，可以。
Okay, okay. Is it a race? It's a race. This is so much harder than I expected. Okay, so I found the pincers. Oh my gosh. Wow, 你已经摆好了。I'm almost done. I'm almost done. Check it out. Check it out. Yay! I'm done. Yay! Check it out. My crab's got about 14 legs, but hey, still looks like a crab, doesn't it? So, that was just part 1. Our autumn adventure in Dongshan will continue on Lake Tai. Don't worry, I promise I'll crab stain, from my crab puns. But there's no way I'll abstain from food. There's a whole heap of eating to do, and much more next time on Travelogue. Stay tuned!